Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. So as you can tell, today is a life update. So if you don't really care, and we're going to be doing makeup as well, if you don't really care, then you can skip to the end to see the look, or you can come back for another video when I am reviewing some new makeup that I have. So yeah, if you're into that, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so let's get started. So I'm gonna get started with my skin routine because I just showered and I cleansed my face, but I haven't done anything else. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is these Facial Radiance Pads by First Aid Beauty. It's toning pads. So toner. I finished my other toner, so I'm using this one. So the first update, there's gonna be, like, this is the first good update, right? And then we're gonna talk about other, like, more serious stuff that I've been going through just to get you all caught up on my life. Most people that have me on Instagram already know all of these things, but I just want to get it out on one video and, like, speak out about it. It has to do with mental health and a lot of different things, and so I feel like it will help people, and it can also, I don't know, we can build a community around that and talk about it, and y'all can comment down below your thoughts or if you're going through it, and you can add me on Instagram and we can DM each other and just, you know, connect with people that have gone through or are going through the same things. So let's get started. Let's tone up. The first thing is I am officially done with my MBA program, and I am super proud of myself because I did super good. I actually took 12 courses because I did a concentration in accounting, and so what that means, I'm sorry, not what that means, but I did really good because I got 10 A's and 2 B's. So I'm super proud of myself more than ever, because when I was doing my undergrad, I did not do too well. My overall GPA was 3.83, but my undergrad was, it was above 3, but not that great. So I am super happy to be done. I actually just finished on the 25th of June, and so now what I am doing is looking for a job. So hopefully we can get a job. I can get a job soon, and I've applied at a few places. I actually started applying the Monday after I finished school because I was like, I need to get something. Now I'm going to take this Belief Pete Miracle Revital Eye Cream, and yeah, so those are good news, and I'll keep y'all updated on my job hunt, and if I get a job. I probably most likely will not be saying where I work, just because I want to keep that part of my life private. I probably won't even put it, like, on Facebook or Instagram, because I don't know. It's just weird for me. I don't like to put that out there. So yeah, now let's move on to the next subject. So my health, my mental health and my physical health. You know, with everything that's going on with coronavirus, I feel like a lot of people are struggling with their mental health. And I've been struggling with it for quite some time, so I kind of want to touch on that. I'm taking the serum that I got in an Ipsy quite a while back. It's by Biorace, and it looks like this. There's nothing in it, but I think I can pull some out of here, so let me try. Oh, yep. So, I just want to start from the beginning because there's a lot. So this video is probably going to be quite long. So let me start with last year, May. What the? I have, like, some dots. Do you see that? That is weird. May of last year, I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant in April of 2019, and I found out that I was pregnant because I am super accurate when it comes to my period. I always start my period on day 28, and I did not start my period until, like, I didn't start my period at all. I think it was like day 29, and I was like, I know it's just a day, but I know something is different, like I feel it. So I told my husband, I was like, let's go check, let's get a pregnancy test. So it came out positive. And at that time, so April of 2019, I had just started school, my MBA program, in January of 2019. And so I was freaking out when I found out I was pregnant. I was freaking out. I'm not going to lie and say like I was super excited. Like, there were so many emotions. I was crying. It was a lot. And my husband was just like calm and collected. I guess he was trying to stay like strong for me. But I was just like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're not ready. Like, we're not where we want to be. Just because we have a lot of like financial and like health goals and a lot of different goals in order to be what we feel is ready, right? Because what I've heard is you're never ready to have a kid. So in my head, I was like, I'm not ready. And then obviously we had a lot of conversations, me and him. And then after like the initial shock, then we were like super happy and excited. But then we're like, okay, we didn't want to admit it 100% until we went to the doctor, because that's just the type of way that I am. I need a lot of reassurance. And so I believe it was the week, like I found out I was pregnant like on a weekend, and then we went to the doctor. This is when we lived in Houston, Texas. And so we went to the doctor, and yeah, I was pregnant. It came back positive, and they told me, okay, well, now you need to get an OB and all that stuff. And so me and Aaron had moved to Houston in 2018. And at this time, like, we were not happy living in Houston. We wanted to move back to San Antonio. So then, like, me being pregnant kind of like pushed us even quicker. We're like, okay, we need to move back to San Antonio quicker than we thought. And so, I'm sorry, I use the CEO Sunday Riley hydration cream. As of right now, I don't really like this. It has a really strong scent and it kind of irritates my skin, but I am a type of person that doesn't like to waste stuff. So we're almost done with it. So anywho, so we decided to get a doctor here in San Antonio, Texas, where we are now. Because we thought, we're like, okay, we're gonna move back, so we might as well just get a doctor here. So we scheduled an appointment. They said, okay, schedule your appointment when you are 8 weeks. That way, when you come in, we're able to see the baby and all that stuff, right? And I was like, okay, sounds good. So I scheduled it for that, and then we came down. We came down in May. So, not that it matters, but me and Let's Do Makeup, I feel like we got pregnant like literally at the same time, because after everything that happened with me, she was like going through like posting that she was having a baby, and I was actually going to be due like sometime in December. So anywho, that's beside the point. So we come down, and by then, me and my husband have had conversations. We're like, oh my gosh, like we need a house now. We need to act fast. We need to do this. We need to do that. And, but we were happy. We were excited. We were like already talking about baby names. Like if it's a boy, I actually like got pregnant on one night where I drank Jack Daniels. So we're just like messing around and saying, oh, Jack or Jackie. Obviously we weren't gonna name them that because we're Hispanic, so we need a name that is Hispanic, so my grandparents and my parents can be like, that's a Hispanic name, not no Jack. Anywho, so we had already like started having those conversations, right? Like happiness, and even though like we didn't feel ready, we were like, well, okay, well, we have to be ready, right? Like it is what it is. And so we come down, and it's the first appointment, and we're like super excited because we feel like we're gonna see the baby, you know, like what you do at your normal first OBGYN appointment. And so they call my name and I go in, and it's my husband and my mom, because this would have been my mom's second grandchild. And so she was like super excited, first grandchild for me. So she went with me, and then the first thing they do is they take you to get an ultrasound. And since I was 8 weeks, they needed to do a vaginal one because the baby is too small to see it regular, like on your stomach. And so she put the wand in me, and she was like very quiet. It's not what I expected, because I've seen like YouTube videos of people like showing like when they go to the doctor, or just like shows, right? And so I was expecting to hear a heartbeat, or be like, here's the baby, like this is the baby right here, or something, right? And we got nothing. And so then the lady says, okay, well, you're gonna see the doctor now. We're gonna put you in a room so you can see the doctor. And from my understanding, I didn't think I was gonna see the doctor that day. And so that freaked me out a little bit. But even before that, just because she was so quiet, she left the room so I could like change. And then my husband and my mom were just there, and I told them, I was like, something's wrong. It's like, something is wrong. Something in my gut told me something was wrong because of how the lady was acting, and just, I felt it. And my husband, trying to be the supportive husband and trying to be positive, he was like, no, like everything's gonna be okay. And obviously it doesn't, whenever I feel a type of way, like it's really hard for you to make me change my mind. And so I was like, no, something's wrong. And I'm gonna put this lip balm on. It's by Bite. It's the Agave Nighttime Light Therapy. And so they take me to the other room, and it felt like a freaking eternity waiting for the doctor. It just felt like such a long time. And she comes in, and obviously doctor talk, right? Like, how are you? And she sits on the chair, but I can tell, I feel like even when you don't know someone, you can tell kind of by their facial expression that something is going on. And so she looked at me, and then she had a little rolly chair, and I was on the bed, on the patient bed, and she rolled to me, and she touched my leg, and she looked at me, and she says, I don't remember exactly what she says, because it was kind of sad, and I don't remember exact words, right? But I do remember her saying, we are not 100% sure, but it looks like you may be having a miscarriage. And then she started talking like, you know, doctor talk, like trying to make me feel better, like she asked me, would this be your first baby and all this stuff? And I was like, yes. And she's like, one in every 4 women have a miscarriage when they're on their first time pregnancy. And obviously when you're like there, like you're not paying attention to all these percentages and whatever, like you don't care what they're saying, like you don't care, you care about what's going on with you and not what's going on with everybody else. And so she told me that, and I was just like, okay. I started crying, obviously. I was just like, okay. She's like, it's not 100% sure, and so we need to run some tests because there's your HCG levels, which is your hormone levels, look like it's showing that your baby is 6 weeks and you should be 8 weeks, and the baby is a lot smaller than it should be. And their thought was that my HCG levels were going down, meaning the baby was not going to grow anymore. And so she's like, we have to run some blood tests to make sure that is the case, because obviously we want to make sure that this is 100% sure. So I leave that appointment, and I'm obviously very devastated, because I'm pretty sure she knows what she's talking about. And so we do the blood work. Fast forward to like 3 times they do blood work, and turns out that I am having a miscarriage, and my baby is no longer going to grow. And so then we visit with her again, and she confirms, and she states that we need to think about our options, because they give you options. They give you an option of basically like miscarrying on your own, like just let it be the natural process, and I believe the other option was like they give you a pill and then it like speeds it up. And then the last option, and the one that she kind of mostly recommended, was the DNC procedure, which is where they go in surgically and they remove the baby. By then, she was 100% sure that this was a miscarriage, that nothing else was gonna grow, and like my baby was not alive and was not going to continue to grow. So me and my husband talked about it, and we decided that the best way was to do the DNC procedure, because sometimes there's cases where you leave the baby in there, and then it can cause you issues, like cause me issues, like get an infection because the baby's not is not going out the normal way, you know what I mean? And then I believe she also stated that if I did the pill, that there's a possibility that there will remain, like, remains of the baby will remain inside me, so they would have to go in surgically to like clean me up. And so basically I felt that that was the best option, and so the doctor, so we decided to schedule that procedure. We also had a trip planned to Cancun that week that I had my miscarriage, the procedure, but obviously we're like, cancel that shit. Like, that wasn't even like a thought in our mind. We're like, cancel that. And so I'm gonna use this Pick Perf Auto Balm. I got this in an Ipsy. And so we scheduled the procedure, and if you've ever gotten a DNC, or basically a DNC is who I can relate to the most, right? What happens is you schedule it like a normal procedure. You go in that day, and then they do the surgery. It is a surgery, so they do have to put you completely to sleep, and they do stick a tube in you so you can breathe. And so I go in that day, and I hit myself. They come and talk to you. You see like 3 different people. You have to meet the anesthesiologist. He tells you how you're gonna feel and all that stuff. It's a lot of people you see, and then they stick a needle in you so they can start injecting the anesthesia. And so they do that, and then they I remember them taking me to the elevator. They took me to an elevator, and then I'm sorry, it's really hard to talk and do my makeup. I'm gonna take this St. Charles shade right here, and they took me to the OR. So very similar to like old Grey's Anatomy, like the old OR rooms, like the very beginning, like that's how it looked in there. And then I remember them taking me down there, like they were talking to me and stuff. And then I remember them, since I wasn't completely asleep, I was able to help them move me to the bed where they're actually going to do the procedure. And so they did that. And then I remember the anesthesiologist saying, okay, you're going to count down from 3. And then all I remember is 3. And then the next thing I know, I am waking up in the recovery room. I've never been in the recovery room, so obviously I didn't know what that was going to look like. But there's just other people that I'm assuming have had surgeries that were in there. And I remember waking up, and I felt like completely wet down there. Like I felt like I had peed myself. And then I felt like I had to take a shit. Sorry, I had to take a poop really bad. And so the nurse saw that I woke up, and I woke up with like really sore mouth because they put that tube in your mouth. And I woke up, and the doctor, the nurse comes, and she's like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling any pain? And I said, no, but I feel like I have to go poop. And she said, oh no, like that's actually you like cramping because of the procedure. Just because for the women that have had kids, you know, when you are going into labor, you it basically feels like you're pooping, but I'm assuming it's like 100 times worse than what I felt. And so she was like, oh no, let me give you some pain medicine. So she gave me pain medicine, and then she checked me and she said I was completely drenched in blood, so she had to change it. So she changed it. And then, so what you're wearing is like a little diaper. Again, if you've had a baby, you know what I'm talking about. Or the procedure. And then they took me back to the room. This is all like in the midst of like multiple hours, right? They took me back to the room, and my husband and my mom were there, obviously just making sure I'm okay. They're like asking me questions, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine, right? Like, I'm not okay, but I'm fine. Like, my health, right? I'm fine. Like, I don't feel any pain right now. And then the doctor comes before I leave, and she just tells me, I believe it was before I left or prior to that. No, prior to the surgery, that same day, she asked me if we wanted to get basically like the baby sent off to get checked to see what caused the miscarriage, if it was because of the baby or if it was some sort of issue that I have. And of course, me and my husband said yes, because I wanted to know if it was something that was wrong with my body. Did I cause this, or what was it exactly? So we did send my baby to go get examined. So after that, I leave the hospital, and I was here in San Antonio, but we were still living in Houston, so we had to go back to Houston. But we were in San Antonio for about a week, and then we went back to Houston. Yeah. It was a tough time. It was especially tough because I didn't really have anybody to talk to about this certain thing. I have a few family members that have gone through it, but I didn't have like a friend that had gone through it to talk to, and you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have someone to be there for me that had been in my shoes and understood me fully. Like, I didn't have that. So it was really hard to explain to people how I was feeling, and I didn't really want to explain it because I just felt like, why do I have to explain how I'm feeling? Like, this is what I'm feeling. And I honestly felt like that was one of the worst moments of my entire life. I don't consider myself a person who has gone through depression at all, or I feel like for the most part I am and have been a very happy person, and I'm always happy about life and what I'm gonna accomplish next and what I'm gonna do next. I'm always trying to look for the next thing in my life and what I want to do next. That is one of the biggest reasons why I went back to school, because I always want to be the best version of me. But at that time, I'm gonna stop for a little bit. At that time, I didn't care. I didn't care about work. I didn't care about school. I didn't care about myself. And I blamed myself a lot when I went through it. Sorry, I don't want to cry. I blamed myself a lot when I went through it because, backtrack to where I started at the beginning, right? I told my husband I was not ready. And so I told him, I was like, it's my fault. It's my fault because I wasn't ready, because I caused this, because I wasn't ready. You know, I said that. I would tell him, like, it's my fault. Like, I wasn't ready. Like, my body felt what I felt in my head or something, and it's my fault. And I kept saying it was my fault because of that. Or maybe I just can't have babies. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. And so if you are going through this right now and you think it's your fault, it is not your fault. Fast forward to then me going back to an appointment, because they have to, of course, check to make sure that you're good. And so it turns out I was going to have a baby girl. When they sent her to go get checked to see what happened and why my pregnancy did not continue, she was supposed to be a little girl. So we would have had a little girl right now that is basically about the same age as Gael, Let's Do Makeup's little baby. And so when the doctor told us that it was a girl, I don't know, like I honestly, I wish I wouldn't have known, because then it kind of like made it a little like more real. Like in my head, I'm like, okay, I didn't see anything, maybe I can get past this. But then she said that, and I don't know, in my head I felt like it made it worse, but it could have been just, it would have been just the same, right? So it turns out that my baby was missing, I believe it was chromosome number 23. And so it's the chromosome that, like, for your brain, that basically my baby, if my baby would have grown on her own, and I would have been able to carry her all the way through, she would have had some sort of mental issues. And so sometimes, instead of them going through that, they actually like kind of abort themselves, is how I'm trying to put it, in terms that you will understand and not like medical terms. If you've gone through this, you know what I'm talking about. And so while I thought that was going to make me feel better, like, oh, it wasn't my fault, I still felt, I don't know, it was a very stressful time when I was pregnant. Like, I was going through all these things in my mind. I was already thinking like years ahead, like, my baby's this big, how am I gonna make sure that they grow and are a great human being? Like, I was already ahead, and so I thought maybe the stress, or just, I still put a lot of blame on myself, and that was a big thing that I had to get past. And it was really hard to hear my husband or my mom or anybody telling me it's not your fault, like, it's not your fault, it's just life, you know, this just happens. And so it's been tough to get past it. Like, I get emotional about it, and when I think about it, I will say I am a lot better than I was a year ago. I think everything happens for a reason, and obviously there's a reason for that. But I just feel like it was a good time to like just let it out and talk about it in front of the camera, so you guys can know my story, and you can know that this, if you're going through this now or have gone through this, it is not your fault. It is not your fault, and miscarriages are very, very common. And while right now that you don't give a fuck what I'm saying, like, you don't care because you're in your feelings, you feel them. You feel your feelings. Don't let anybody tell you that your feelings are not valid, because they are. I don't care that you did not get to hold your little baby in your hands. You are allowed to grieve for as long as you need to. Nobody can tell you how long you need to grieve. This is your process, and you go through it. I went through a lot of different stages. I was very upset. I was angry, and I said, why me? Why did I have to go through this? Why me? I was angry, and I was very angry when I saw people with kids and pregnant. Like, I was jealous. And I was very, very, very sad. I remember Let's Do Makeup's video came out after I had my miscarriage, my procedure. She came out with a video that she was pregnant, and I remember watching that video, and maybe I shouldn't have watched it because I don't know why I would put myself through that, but I watched it, and I remember I was just crying the entire time that I was watching that video, because I was like, that could have been us. Like, we could have been there now. We could have been there. So I do want you guys to know that while I get emotional when I talk about it, you do get through it. You get past all those grieving stages where you're angry, I was mostly angry, sad, and blamed myself for a lot of it. I never blamed anybody else but myself. And I feel like when we go through this, since it is our body, we blame ourselves because it's like, who else's fault could it be? It's my body, it's my fault, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing is when you see a person who is my age or younger or older and they don't have kids, one, they probably maybe don't want kids, but two, don't ask them. Never ask people when they are having kids, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they're trying to have kids. You don't know if they have had multiple miscarriages and are trying to get pregnant. You don't know what they're going through. So do not put yourself and be like, oh, when are you having a kid? Or because, and I'm telling you this because I know my family means well. I have gotten that, like, when are you trying again, or things like that. I don't know. I am really scared to go through this again, and I don't want to have another miscarriage. And so whenever I am ready, that will be that will be a conversation for me and my husband and nobody else. And so whenever we are ready, we will then let you guys know, and we're not gonna let you guys know until we're like already pregnant or whatever the case is. Or I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to like put myself and think back to where I was a year ago and try to like think that, oh, I want to try again, because I'm scared to be in that place again. I'm scared to be where I was at that point, because I was in the worst mental state I had ever been in. Worse. I didn't want to get out of bed. I would say, like, what's the point? Like, what? Like, it was hard. But this is supposed to be a more positive video to let you guys know that you can get past it, and you can try again whenever you are ready. And for all of those people that have not had miscarriages but are always trying to be in other people's business and be like, hey, when are you having kids? Don't do it. And if you do it, you're probably like a very selfish person, or you are very ignorant because you don't care about other people's feelings. So just don't be that person. So yeah, that is my miscarriage story. There's a lot, and there's times where I do think and say, oh, my baby could have been here now. She could have been this many months old. She could have been, like, this December would have been her first birthday. Like, there's a lot of things that have crossed my mind. Mother's Day was especially hard for me, because I was like, I could have been a mother. I would have had my baby with me to celebrate Mother's Day. Like, there's different times where it comes back, but it's not a constant, like, I wake up and I have this like excruciating pain like it was at the beginning, because I know how it feels. So I'm telling you that you will get past this, and if you need somebody to talk to about any of what's going on with you, I am not a medical professional, so if you need any medical professional help, I am not here to give you that advice. I would say for you to speak to your doctor, but any other type of just wanting to get stuff off your chest regarding this, having a miscarriage or anything, I am here for you. And if you don't want to post on my comments down below because it is too public, then feel free to DM me on Instagram, and my handle is TotallyTaleeah. So yeah, to talk about my husband, he was the most helpful and supportive husband ever. When I was going through that, I would ask him, like, how do you feel? Like, are you sad? And he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's what you feel. Like, it's your body. Like he didn't. And so I always told him, I was like, babe, you can like grieve too. Like, it was your baby too. So just make sure you try to have those conversations with your couple. Obviously, if your significant other is not very much there for you, then I am here for you, and I will be there for you. So the biggest takeaway is that you will get past it and you can try again whenever you are ready. Do not let anyone else set those timelines for you. So now more recent news. So after my miscarriage, I was very sad for a long time. I had to go back to work eventually. I was so thankful that my job at the time was super understanding and they let me take a lot of time off. But I had to go back to work, and that was one of the places where I did not want to go back because I told a lot of people at work. I was not vocal at all on social media. I just let like some of my friends know, but I wasn't vocal. Like I didn't post like we're pregnant, because in my mind I was too early to say anything. So I'm glad I didn't actually say anything until this year, or I believe it was December, when I actually said like I went through a miscarriage. But yeah, for work, I actually like I felt like I had to tell people because I was out a lot. Like I had to go to appointments, and I don't know, I just felt like I had to tell them. And so going back to work was really hard because I knew I had to see people, and some people are more conscious about your feelings, but others are not. Other people are very intrusive, and so I was very worried to go back to work, and like people ask me, how are you, and I would just say like good. Like what else am I supposed to say? I'm not good, but I'm here. And so I went back to work. I took some time off and I went back to work in June when we were back in San Antonio, and then I quit in September of 2019. And I mainly quit because of school, but I know in my head it was a lot of, I was still going through it, and I personally felt like I went back to work too soon in my head because it's my grieving process, right? It's not yours or anyone else's. And so in my head I was like, because of that, like I didn't have time, like enough time to grieve. But it was a lot of stress too because I was going to school and working, and I was promoted to be a manager. So when you are a manager, there's a lot more stress that comes with it, and it's a lot more to do with people's lives. Like, you know, like people come to you to talk about certain things, and you need to be open to hear. And I love to do that, but it was hard for me to empathize or sympathize with people at that time because I was going through my own thing. So while I expressed me being there, it was hard for me to hear other people's problems when I was going through my own. So I decided to step away from that job. I decided to quit and just focus on school and focus on myself. And that's what I did. I was supposed to have a checkup, like a yearly checkup with my doctor. I believe it was in August, and I didn't because I think in my head I just didn't want to go back to the doctor because I like, you're gonna give me more bad news or something. So don't do that. Like if you are feeling a type of way, go to the doctor, check yourself. I know health insurance is extremely expensive, so at least go to your yearly checkups. They're so important. So I ended up holding off until recently. I actually went back to the doctor, I believe it was May of this year, and I got blood work done because that's what you get done for your physical. At least I get that done each physical because I like to know if everything's okay. And I came back with hypothyroidism. So that is when, so we have a gland right here that basically, it does a lot for us. It basically regulates your body. And so your thyroid gland regulates a lot of how you feel. And so for me, hypothyroidism, deficiency of thyroid hormones, can disrupt such things as heart rate, body temperature, and all aspects of metabolism. So basically, it regulates your metabolism, and there's symptoms, like the major symptoms include fatigue, cold sensitivity, constipation, dry skin, and unexplained weight gain. Yeah, I felt tired all the time. I don't remember the last time that I didn't feel tired, and in my head, I was like, maybe I'm just not getting enough sleep, but sometimes I would sleep 10, 12 hours, and I would still wake up so exhausted, and it's frustrating. It is so frustrating to be tired all the time. And I remember, like, me and my husband would talk about it, and we're like, yeah, we're just tired of feeling tired. Like, it's so frustrating. Like, it makes you feel like you're being lazy because you don't want to do anything. And okay, we're gonna do our foundation now. And so when they diagnosed me with that, I was like, oh shit, like something is physically wrong with me. Like something is physically wrong with me. And oh, it's right here on my face. So I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild one. And so my doctor told me that I needed, well, the first one, they do one blood work thing and then they have to do it again to make sure that it wasn't just like that one time. So they did a second set of blood work and came out the same way. So they said, okay, we're gonna put you on this medication, and I am on a medication called levothyroxine. Let me see if I can, levothyroxine, it looks, that's what it is, I don't know if you can see it. But they put me on just 25 milligrams of it, so it's like the lowest dosage that they have. And just like a few days later after I was on it, the exhaustion, like I don't feel tired anymore. I don't feel great yet, but I don't feel tired. There's a lot of things like your metabolism, your thyroid manages so many things. Like it can cause depression, anxiety, like so many things with your mental health as well. And so and weight gain. Weight gain is a big one that it causes. Now there's hypothyroidism, which is what I have, and there's hyper. Hyper is basically the opposite. So if you, instead of gaining weight, you lose weight. But the symptom of fatigue, you most likely have that as well. And again, I am not a medical professional, so I am not diagnosing you with anything. If you feel some type of way, please go to the doctor and get your blood work checked. So I have been taking the pill now for a little over a month, and I have been feeling a lot better in some aspects, but not the others. So I feel not tired, so I have energy, but I feel very sad. And I try to think, and I'm like, maybe it's with everything that's going on in the world, you know, coronavirus and everything that's happening, all the bad stuff that's coming out that obviously has been ongoing, but it's just, I was just like, maybe that's what it is. But I honestly don't feel like that's what it is, because I always tell myself, like, I am a very positive person. I'm a very realistic person, but also try to put a positive spin on that, right? So while there's a lot of issues, I feel like if there's a problem, there has to be a solution, and we have to be a part of a solution, and let's just work to fight it. But even like, I don't know, even that, I'm still not where I want to be yet. And I've been very emotional, like just like crying, and I don't even know why I'm crying. And I mean, I also, like, obviously, like, I'm not where I want to be with my weight. Like, I am about to be 28 in October, and I'm like, this is not, like, I want to look fit, and I want to be fit, and I want to look a type of way, and I feel like I've been eating very well, and I'm not dropping weight, and it's frustrating as hell. It's so frustrating. So I feel, in my head, I feel that the medication is still not the perfect one for me, or it hasn't I haven't given it enough time to work for me. But yeah, if any of you guys have hypothyroidism problems, let me know if you want to see more videos of me talking about this particular issue. I am trying to figure out what, I don't want to say diet, but like lifestyle type of food I need to eat for myself, like what works for me to help me lose weight while I have this issue, because I refuse to tell myself that I am going to be this weight for the rest of my life. I don't want to be this weight for the rest of my life. I want to lose weight, and I refuse to say in my head, this is it, Thalia, this is how you look for the rest of your life, because that is not what I want. I'm going to take some of this and put it all over my face. So basically, last May I had a miscarriage, and this year well, that was the worst, and hypothyroidism is not, at least in my head, is not as bad as a miscarriage. It is just another bump in the road, and it can get quite frustrating, because it's like, again, why me? What did I do wrong? Like, why? And it's also frustrating to be going through this in a pandemic, because like I try to think of my family, right? So I am not, if you're going to the gym, that's you and that's your business, and I'm not going to judge anybody for doing that, but I'm scared to be the one that gets coronavirus and then gives it to my entire family. So I am not going to go to the gym, and I'm not probably going to go to the gym until everything is safe or there's a vaccine. So I have to find other ways to work out. And so it's frustrating because all of this shit is going on, and I feel stuck, like I can't do anything about it. But I'm trying to be positive. And I'm trying to say, okay, I'm gonna go for walks, I'm gonna do this. So that is what I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try to be positive. So that is my life update. That is how I'm feeling. I know it's not quite the most positive video I've ever made in my entire life, or sorry, not my entire life. I mean, I've only been on YouTube since December, right? But I just wanted you guys to know like what I'm going through, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just like not posting on YouTube just because I'm tired of it or because I don't want to do it. Like, I am going through some physical shit over here, and I'm trying to work on myself off camera. Even on social media, like while I am quite active on Instagram, like I look at what's going on, I am not like posting. Usually like I would post on my stories on Instagram, be like, hey guys, what's up? I'm not doing that just because I still don't feel 100%. But I do want you guys to know how I am feeling, and I am trying to be more positive. And I feel like if I post videos and air out how I'm feeling, it may help someone that is feeling frustrated about how they're feeling. And maybe you have hypothyroidism, or maybe you don't know what's wrong with you and you feel some type of way. I feel like sometimes it could be depression. Sometimes it could be that you are depressed. That is normal. That is something, that is a mental health issue. That is something that can happen. People have anxiety, depression. But for me, it was hypothyroidism. All of that, my thyroid is fighting against me. It is causing me to feel all of these different types of emotions, all these physical things that I don't want. And so I was very mad earlier when I was talking to my husband. I was like, why? Like my freaking thyroid is failing me. Like, what the hell? And I know it's only a month until I was like diagnosed or whatever, but this is literally my life from now on. I have to live with it, and I have to fight to feel better every day and figure out things that work for me. Basically, and I'm talking about food and physical activity. So for those of you that are going through this, and I'm trying to work on my health and eat a lot cleaner and healthier. And if I find something that works for me, Let me know if you guys want to see a video on that, or let me know if you want updates on my hypothyroidism, like when I go get checkups and what's going on. I think this is going to be the only video, unless like I figure, like if I think something is worth sharing, because I don't want to constantly be like, oh, I went to the doctor and they upped my dosage, you know what I mean? Like I want to make a video on this if and when I feel like I have hit a certain milestone, like I've lost weight, like I found something that works for me. That way I can give you some sort of, like, you're watching this video for something that benefits you. Like you're watching this video because you have hypothyroidism, and I have found something that works for me that can possibly help you. So let me know if you want to see those videos or not. Also, I really encourage you guys. I know Corona is still out there, but doctors the people, like private practitioners, are still doing checkups, just like as long as you wear your mask and all that good stuff. Go get yourself checked. I know it's not Corona. People feel like it's not as like important, but it isn't. It is important. Your health is very important, especially if you are feeling depressed in this time and tired all the time. It could be something else. It may not just be depression. Don't just say, oh, I'm depressed. It could be something else. So go to a doctor and get checked. And if you're going through these issues, just know that you have me to talk to, because I am living it and I am struggling through it, and every day is another struggle, but I am trying to work through it. So we can talk about this together. We can figure out, well, I don't know, just maybe like you can put down below like what's helped you if you have this issue, or we can talk on my DMs and we can talk privately about what's worked for you. Maybe something that you're doing can help me, like in your health, or what you're doing to keep yourself sane during this time, because it is hard, like, to stay sane when you just have to be home all the time. Like it's really hard. The struggle is real. So yeah, that's my life, guys. I know this video is not like super bright and bubbly, and I'm not reviewing a palette or anything like that, but for now, this is the last video that I will make on you know, something that is not as positive. It's not a positive thing, or I'm not reviewing just makeup. I just feel like sometimes and my channel is makeup and lifestyle, guys. It's not only makeup, and so I will talk about other things that are going on, or, you know, other stuff. But obviously, if you don't enjoy this particular content, you don't have to watch it. You can wait for my next makeup video that will be soon, because I got my boxy charms. So I will be unboxing those for you guys soon. But I hope you guys are staying safe. And again, if you don't have to go out, please do not go out. Please do not do things that are not safe for other people, where you can, like, social distance. I don't know how to put it in another way, because it's your life to live and you can choose how you want to live it. But I just know that it has affected my family personally, so I know that it is real and it's out there and it's dangerous. So please keep, if it's not for you, if you feel like you are a young person and you are a healthy person and nothing's gonna happen to you, just think about your family, guys. Think about your grandparents. Think about your parents. Like, think about those people that have autoimmune disease that can't fight off a virus. It's not about you. Stop being selfish. Right now is not the time to be selfish. And also, keep informing yourself on Black Lives Matter. And if you have not seen my video, please go watch it. I will link it above here. That Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement is an ongoing thing, and it will be ongoing for as long as I can imagine, until justice is served on everything and things get better. Because it's not just like, oh, I spoke about it, that's it. No, it's a long battle. I am going to put some mascara and do my eyebrows, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I know it's not like a crazy transformation, it's not great. and my eyebrows look a little crazy. But anywho, that is the end of this video, and I know the subjects that I discussed are not like such how do you say, fun subjects, right? But life is not always fun, right? Sometimes people want to see the real stuff that people go through and that you can actually relate to. But for the most part, it's for you guys to have someone to talk to. If you don't have someone to talk to, that's the most important thing that I like to promote, because while I have my husband, he is literally my best friend and he knows every single thing about me, and if I am feeling a type of way, he is my go-to. So he carries a lot of whatever is going on in here, he carries that. And so I have him. I am very fortunate to have him, but there are people that don't have anybody to talk to, and that's what I'm here for. My DMs are always open. So again, TotallyTaleeah, if you don't want to just comment down below. And if you're my friend and you have my number because we're friends and you're watching this, then feel free to text me. I am here for you always, 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 always. Yeah, that's it for this video. And just so you guys know, regular content is coming to you soon, I promise. I have my July BoxyCharm staring at me right now over here on this side. And then I have some new makeup back there that I am excited about making videos with. And then I have new makeup coming in. Anywho, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, I do want to let you guys know that I will be doing a giveaway soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on Instagram or if I'm going to do it on YouTube. Stay tuned. It's going to be very soon, and it is a very big one. So I am happy to do that one. It's a lot of stuff that I've accumulated throughout the months, and I need to do it soon. I was going to do it at 400 subscribers, but I figure I can do it now to share some positivity. I mean, if somebody wins a giveaway that has been having a pretty shitty past few months, I feel like it's like a positive in their life. So I am super excited to be able to do that soon. Stay tuned for that video and stay tuned for all my other videos. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and thank you for hearing me out. If you made it this far, I will see you guys in my next one. And subscribe if you like me. Subscribe if you like me. Subscribe if you like me. And I will see you guys in my next one.